What's happening, folks? Welcome to another bad call where the refs aren't the only ones who get it wrong. I am, of course, Justin, who you see on here every week, and I'm flying solo. So that is a new thing here uh, for us. But JD wasn't available. I thought I would jump on and give a few thoughts of what's going on. Before we get started, don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure to catch our next episode. And it's a free way to help the channel out. So you can follow us on Another Bad Call on the big three social media platforms, as well as anotherbadcall.com for additional content. What's up, Nat? How's it going? It's all good. I'm only going to be on here for a few minutes, but just wanted to go ahead and spew some thoughts. First of all, this week, really, it seems like about a month ago at this point, Thursday night football, Bears versus Seattle Seahawks on national TV. Bears lose 6-3 in what might have been the ugliest football game in the NFL this season. Um, there's really nothing redeeming to say about this game. Both teams look unmotivated. Both offenses were as stale as could be. Um, it was just a rainy, nasty night, and that's kind of you get that with bad teams on short preparation weeks. We see it a lot of times on Thursday nights. Uh, but not much excuse. There were a couple of teams that played on Christmas Day, the day before, that did just fine. So we just know the Bears are a bad team. I don't know what was going on with the Seahawks. They had something to play for, and they just really looked quite unmotivated to play as well. They were without Kenneth Walker the third, so I'll give them that. On a personal note, I went up to Soldier Field with some friends on Thursday night with the intention of buying some tickets and getting in last minute. Um, Went up, paid too much for parking, sat in the parking lot for a couple hours, drinking beers, tailgating, and the prices of those tickets um, just wouldn't come down. I guess that's why the McCaskies can continue being the worst owners in NFL, because uh, fans will continue to show up and continue to pay. Uh, so the tickets never came down in price. So we split off and went to Riccobini's and had a hell of a steak sandwich. Then went back to my buddy's place and watched the rest of this game. Uh, and basically laugh at them as we can only do at this point, because it's pretty embarrassing. Um, Really, the only thing interesting about the Bears at the moment is what are they going to do next? Uh, it's Monday night. Just got done with the Detroit uh, San Francisco 49ers game. Ben Johnson put on another show with that offense, man. He keeps showing his ingenuity, and you see him on the sidelines, and he's fired up and ready to go. Um, so I don't know. Bears, if he isn't your 1A option, then I don't really know what your football brains at Hallis Hall are thinking about, because it seems like a pretty clear, obvious choice. You fired your coach midseason for the first time ever, so that you would have the runway to be prepared to attack the situation uh, right out of the gate. And if your preparation hasn't led you to him, you don't care about winning football games. So uh, there were some rumors on X today that Ryan Poles is going to be extended. There's some question whether those rumors are true or not. That will remain to be seen. But I will say that if that is the case, and it prevents Ben Johnson or even a Mike Vrabel from wanting to come to the Bears, and they end up, falling to a third, fourth, or even worse level candidate to become the coach of this team, it's going to be time for some serious reflection about the amount of time and money that I spend on this team until ownership changes. It's tiring as a fan to keep coming back year after year only for the team to make frugal financial decisions over decisions that are going to win you games. Do you not know, McCaskey family, that if you play winning football and put winning teams on the field, you make more money? It's simple economics. That's enough for my solo takes on the Bears. If I get too hot, I might get an email from HRJD about not not following within the company lines, that I don't only represent the takes of this this ill-fated podcast and social media endeavor of ours, but that's all right. So let's go on. I'm going to give you a little bit of my tales of a degenerate here. I missed out. My super contest picks went 3-2 this week. Kind of lost, and what my overall record is, I'm about 10 games over 500. Steady, but probably wouldn't have ended up being real high at the in the super contest standings as it was, but definitely at a break even level, which is pretty. I suppose that's what you would expect. They set these spreads in a manner that the games should fall on either side of them 50% of the time, with just enough juice that the sports books keep winning. So it's not an easy thing. I'm happy that I'm above 500. This is something I'll keep doing. Maybe one of these years I'll get in the contest, or split an entry with somebody. My two losers this week were the Cowboys. The Cowboys were plus 9.5, and I thought that without Jalen Hurts, they would at least be able to keep it a game. But and they've been playing real hard for Mike McCarthy, even with all the injury issues they've had. This year just hasn't been their year, and this is the one time really they laid a big egg. So the other one I lost was the Packers. I think the Packers were +1, and I took them only because I always just expect the Packers to ruin somebody in the division's fun. Some of the data about who Minnesota Vikings had actually beaten throughout the year, they had a pretty easy schedule. But the Vikings are a good team, and they showed that Sunday night. And man, I'm really looking forward to next Sunday night when the Vikings and the Lions get to play national TV for that number one overall seed in the NFC. So touchdown parlays, I kind of went for the more to score rather than just 4 to score, and I ended up hitting on James Cook and Jonnu Smith, James Cook and Jonnu Smith, which was plus 370. That was a good one, but I missed out on Bucky Irving, Tajay Spears, who I think went out early in that game with a concussion, and Saquon Barkley. I bet more on Saquon Barkley to score 2 touchdowns than I do on my usual touchdown bets, because without Jalen Hurts, I felt like they had no one else really, no other option but to go with him in goal line situations. And not only did they not give him the ball in goal line situations, they ran the tush push with Kenny Pickett more than one time, which was super disappointing for me. Um, is what it is. Overall, on the weekend, I think I probably ended up just about even, because I hit a couple of first touchdown bets, and that includes tonight when I had Ricky Pearsall first touchdown scorer, which really was a nice way. If George Kittle could have got in the end zone too, that would have made my night even better. But is what it is. As far as that goes, next week will be interesting making picks. It'll be a lot of have to do some research into who's motivated for what. Those incentives are always fun to try to tag on to, because a lot of times quarterbacks are motivated to get their guys the ball in certain situations. And then there'll be a lot of uh, non-traditional starters in the week, as guys teams are out of it and they want to let some younger players get the opportunity and whatnot, or teams are going into the playoffs and have nothing to play for, so they're going to rest guys. So uh, I'll have some more content out. Hopefully I can get it out earlier than just an hour before game locks. But that Sunday morning is when I do most of my research and betting. I don't do a lot of stuff during the week. Lastly, before I move on to my bad call of the week, I just want to say go Illini. Citrus Bowl tomorrow. The Illini have not beaten an SEC team. It would be nice to see them pull something out. I know they're 10-point underdogs, but I'll have a little sprinkle on them. Brett Bielema is doing some good things down there in Champaign from a football standpoint. So, that being said, moving on to my bad call of the week. Quarterback Cam Ward of the Miami Hurricanes opts out at halftime of his bowl game, only after he had broken a record that he was going after. This has got to be one of the most classless moves that I have seen by a player, even in this NIL era, in the free transfer era, any era. Sometimes I get guys opting out beforehand, but in the middle of the game, that's just, unless I don't know. I can't justify it. The guy was playing, his teammates thought he was going to be there playing, and he opts out. And I can only say that this is such a poor example of leadership that I hope and pray that this hurts his draft stock. He does not deserve to be going up the board any higher. Somebody is likely going to take him, but I'm not going to be rooting for that guy. Easy guy to root against. All right. Like I said, it was going to be a quick 15 minutes, and it's only so much that I can ramble on without somebody coming back to me a little bit. Thanks, Nat, for at least knowing I know I was not talking into the pure wind here tonight. So thanks for all the interactions we've been getting on the TikToks and other streets where I place my goofy little for to score bets and the video edits that I'm trying to get better at. But again, we appreciate anything that you can do to like and share and subscribe, and we'll try to keep putting out content and looking as we look into the off season for the Bears, and hopefully get a more just NFL talk rather than just the Bears, as it's awfully depressing talking about them and only them at this point. So all that, until next time, trying to avoid making another bad call.